We've got a unique one. It's our top 3 MCU characters that we would like to have a beer with. Now, I say MCU. That includes the Fox, because since Deadpool and Wolverine, all the Fox is now. So we're just lumping them all together. But this is Talk Talk Punch. Thank you so much to both our audio podcast listeners and our YouTube viewers for joining us. I'm Brody, and I'm joined, as always, by Tudong Dylan.
Hey.
And the man of 1,000 nicknames, Charlie Hickman.
Hello, hello.
And if you haven't already, we would love it if you subscribed, hit that notification bell, and came back here every Wednesday to hang out with us. Have some fun. Because this one's really just a fun one. We were trying to think of just some fun things that we were like, you know what? Who would you have a beer with? It's one of those conversations that you would have like over dinner at Denny's, right? Who would you, what MCU characters would you have a beer with?
Absolutely.
A beer at Denny's.
Oh.
I don't know about that. Can I take mine to a brewery? I don't want to have a beer at Denny's.
It's got to be a Denny's or a Norm's or the East Coast equivalent of.
Nope. We're going to a nice brewery. Straight from the tap. Straight from the source. All right. So how you guys feel about this? You guys excited about this? You feel good about your answers?
Yeah. I think it'll be fun to kind of talk about. I don't know who you guys picked, but I'm going to vehemently disagree for no particular reason with whoever your choices are to spice it up. Especially if we have one in common. I'm going to.
Do you guys think there'll be any crossovers?
No, not with mine.
I'm gonna say one. I'm gonna say one, at least one.
One crossover. Maybe one. We'll see. All right, let's jump right into it. There's that doggone fade. I even just tested this thing, and I blah 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 blah. Okay.
Everyone loves the fade, but you. It's okay. We all love the fade. We love a good high top fade.
Set up the stinger fade on purpose. Okay, so the order today is going to be Dylan, and then me, then Charlie. So, Tudong, who's your number 3? Who would be your third choice to go have a beer with?
Well, I looked at this probably not from the most optimistic of positions. I was looking at like, all right, who would I want to have a beer with now? Who would be a fun person to have a beer with? Because you see, all right,
yeah.
I thought, all right, Tony Stark. Obviously, you start with the top. You start with the best. But yeah, I mean, like, he's, as he says in the Avengers, a billionaire, philanthropist, playboy, genius. I don't know what I would have to say. I mean, like, how would he not be condescending to me? How would he not be completely sarcastic and then be like, what am I doing here? And walk out. But so then you got Captain America, right? He'd be like, were you ever a soldier or anything like that? And he's like, well, I appreciate whatever you've done. And I'm like, that's terrible. I don't want to have a beer with somebody. And then he's like, what am I doing here? And he walks right out. Everybody is like a genius, or they are like super strong, they're super old, they're super magical. I was like, what about Doctor Strange? He'd probably be the most sarcastic. He'd be like, you've never done surgery on any, why am I talking to you? But then I thought, what about Spider-Man, Ned, all of those people? And then I was like,
they're in high school.
They're not of age. They're in high school. I can't have a beer with them. Because I was like, maybe not Spider-Man, but it'd be fun to have a beer with Ned. In high school, couldn't do it. Now, I didn't choose, I chose an actual, I guess you could say superhero, but I chose one that isn't super, shall we say, confident, arrogant, and all that kind of thing. My number 3 is Mantis.
Oh, this
she
is
seems
a bad
like she'd
pick.
Be nice. Why is this a bad pick?
This is a bad pick. No,
she'd be nice. She'd be totally nice to me. She would be like listening and like, wow, she'd probably be like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but it's very interesting. And at the very end of the night, I could be like, listen, I've got insomnia. All you've got to do is like say sleep and that's it, right? And she'd be like, yes. I'd be like, perfect. Lay it on me. I'm ready to go to sleep. This is fantastic. And I wish I could do this almost every night. So not only would she seem like she would be a fun person to talk with, a nice person to talk with, and she has a superpower that can just put me to sleep without any damage. Beautiful. Perfect evening.
Her superpower is not just putting people to sleep. She's going to read
Nope.
all of your emotions. The entire time that you're drinking, she's reading your emotions.
I'm sure she's not going to be like, you are curious, you are now slightly angry, maybe you're sarcastic. She's not going to just be doing that constantly.
She's a walking mood ring. She's just going to be lighting up purple and then a lot of red. The conversation's going to turn onto the wrong director, and all of a sudden, she's going to be like, wow, you have a lot of anger and resentment.
I'd be like, yes, I do. I do have a lot of anger. And she would be like, be happier. And I'd be like, oh, all right. Yes, perfect. I love it. If I get angry, she can be like, or she can even just be like, hey, if I'm like, hey, if I get really angry, just tell me to sleep. I'll just go to sleep. It's fine. No downside. She's not going to be sarcastic. She's not going to be mean. She's not going to look down on me in any possible way, not be condescending. She will probably have a couple of interesting stories or two. At the end of the night, go to sleep. Beautiful. But I have to say, for the longest time, my number 3, because I thought to myself, I'm gonna have to go side characters. And who's the best side character? I didn't do it, but my number.
Uh-oh. He froze and we missed it. We just got the laugh.
We know
what was it again?
We know what he said. It was Katie for sure. Portrayed by Aquafina.
Katie from Shang-Chi? Aquafina, Katie from Shang-Chi. That's right.
No.
That would be well, that would be a much better choice, Dylan, because that's a fun question. So all right, so talk to me. How did you go from no experience to being one of the world's greatest archers in a short period of time? And can I study at your feet? There was like that. She's kind of like the equivalent of like, remember the meme that was going around in the Olympics of like I think it was the Turkish shooter who was just kind of like, with all the, like just dripping with like lays-off air while the other people are all geared up. That's her. She's just a natural. She just like shows up and shoots arrows. I would love to pick her brain. That'd be a fun beer.
I'd just be like, just don't talk.
Just putting you straight to sleep, Dylan. The second you guys arrive, you're gonna be like, hello, my name is Dylan. She's gonna shake your hand. She's gonna be like, nope, and straight to bed.
Like, I'll take. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. I will take it.
She'd be a great friend to have. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, she'd be a great friend. I'd be like all these different kinds of things, and she's really kind. She's nice. You can trust her. She's not going to steal from you. She's not going to do anything to you in your sleep. She's not going to cut you to pieces or sell you on the black market. She's just going to be like, I don't know what I'm gonna. I guess I'll stay here, or I'll go home. Either way, maybe do I have a key? I got to lock the door, but yeah, my number 3, Mantis.
I disagree. I think my number 3 is way better. Because my number 3, I actually agree with you. I think most of the main characters, I was like, oh, I don't want to have a beer with Tony Stark. I went through like all of the X-Men and I'm like, oh, I don't want to have a beer with any of the X-Men. They're all moody and grumpy and sad. And like most of them just don't sound like fun people to have a beer with. But I did come up with a couple. And so my number 3 is somebody that I think would just be great to just sit down and chill. I think that he would have some great stories and we could just kind of grumble about people because we're both a little bit grumpy. And that's Wong.
I almost chose Wong. I
chose
Wong. That's a good one.
I think Wong would be great. He could drop some ancient knowledge on me. He could tell me all sorts of stories. I think he could do the magic and like refill the beers. I feel like Wong would have a pretty good knowledge of beers. I don't know why. I'm just making that assumption, but I just kind of think that he would have that. And I think that he would go in and he would kind of be a little bit grumpy. And I think it would be fun to just kind of complain about the superheroes a little bit. He could complain about Doctor Strange and just the different things that he does do and doesn't do. I think it would just be a fun time to just kind of laugh and grumble and just have some different beers. And he could show me some magic, and we could do the sling ring and we could go to different breweries all over the world. It would be fantastic. It's like, hey, there's this brewery up in the mountains that like hardly anybody has ever been able to get to. They only ship the beer down, but we get to go up there and get it straight from the source. And I'd be like, dude, let's go. let's get some monastery monk beer or something. So yeah,
That's a
Wong.
good one.
Wong's my number 3.
So you guys clearly overthought this. That's okay.
Oh yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
all right. You guys
What?
went a little too deep in the well, and you're
No,
mad
no,
because
no.
you're trying to create a scenario in your heads where the person that we're picking here would want to have a beer with you. But that's the
Mhm.
exercise. They're all willing. They're all like, pick me.
Mhm.
I want to have a beer with you. This isn't like you have to talk someone into having a drink with you. This is like a done deal. They are having a beer with you. It's just whether or not you would enjoy the experience.
I think
No,
I
didn't
would
pick
love to have
Yeah,
a beer
I
with
wouldn't.
Wong. I think
I'm
that'd
just
be a
saying,
great
like,
experience.
I didn't pick Tony Stark, but like he'd be super fun to have a beer with.
I don't
You
think
get
so. I disagree.
questions
Man.
about,
He'd get
ask
so
him questions about
condescending.
himself. Why would he be condescending? You're asking him questions. What? Tell me some stories. Give me the scoop. Give me the skinny. Let's talk about your Playboy alcoholic genius lifestyle. People love to talk about themselves, and if you're saying, oh, he'd be condescending because he's a little narcissistic, you just get him talking about himself. That's all. You got to pump him questions. It's just will the stories be interesting? And so this is the question I ask myself. I want to be entertained by stories, and I want people that I feel like my personality would mesh with, and not like rub the wrong way. Look, not everybody likes not everybody likes a full heaping. Never go full Charlie is the expression I believe that they say.
Sure.
You don't know. Not everybody. This isn't for everyone.
Yeah.
And you know who else isn't for everyone? But there's a decent amount of people who like them. It's Paul Rudd, and Paul Rudd is a likable man, and he plays a likable Scott Lang. And him and I would sit. We could talk about being a dad. We could talk about working at Baskin Robbins. Well, I never worked at Baskin Robbins, but we worked in the food industry. So what's it like being little? And he could shrink me down, and we do some shrink. Like we could play with Shrinky Dinks. He's a fun guy. I bet Lewis is showing up at the bar. Who wouldn't want Lewis to kind of hang out? He's got a good circle of side friends walking in here or there. He's a funny dude. He has polite and entertaining conversations with really anyone that he meets. He's a delightful man. Now, I think this would be the least interesting, which is why he's my number 3. But it's the correct number 3. This is the safe choice. We're gonna have a couple of beers. We're gonna talk Thomas the Train. We're gonna talk about, you have a daughter. I've got a daughter. I got 4 kids. Let me tell you what it's like to have 3 sons. And let's talk about this Scotty Lang. What's Spider-Man like? And he geeks out. He loves this stuff. He's a nerd. True. He's always so like awestruck by the other superheroes. It'd be really fun to say, all right, come on, what are they really like? All right, let's talk about this. And he would geek out and talk about Captain America, and he'd have funny stories, and we would laugh, and then we would be best friends. And then he would join the podcast, and the rest as they say.
Hey,
good old Scotty Lang. I'm not saying which one of you would replace, but it would be one of you.
It's probably me. No, this is a good pick. I considered this one.
Very good pick.
I think of the main heroes, I think he probably.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This one would mesh very well with you, I think.
All right.
Very
Moving
good
on
pick. Very good pick. Very
to
nice.
number
He geeks
2s.
out. He does geek out. I didn't think of that.
All right, Tudong.
Oh, that's me.
What's your number 2?
My number 2, and this is going to be a controversial choice, I'm sure,
Okay.
is from Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Howard the Duck. I saw him in this, and I absolutely loved him in it. I was just like, what? I can't even remember what he said, but he was like, once you go duck, something or something like rhymes with duck. And I was just like, that's fantastic. He was in the Avengers Endgame. Like he attacking or something. I don't know, but somehow he was involved as well. And yeah, no, he seems like he would just like to have a whole bunch of stories that have nothing to do with actually any of the Avengers. And he just seems I remember when I saw him as the camera panned by, I just got so happy seeing that, and I was like, he's already drinking. He isn't probably going to even know it's me or if it's the woman he was talking to or anything like that. But I'll sit down and he'll just suddenly, I'm sure he's just going to start going into stories, going into this, going into that. And I'll be like, you know what, buddy? You're absolutely right. You don't ever come back from going duck. It's beautiful. So my number 2, Howard the Duck. I think he seems like he would be like into storytelling and all that kind of stuff, whereas a lot of the other ones don't. like I said, I don't see that they would like me at all. I don't think they would want to talk. They'd be like, "What am I doing here? And what are you doing here?"
You sell yourself short.
I this isn't a bad pick, I think. Not a bad pick.
Thank you, Brode.
But I don't
Your last pick wasn't actually your last pick was really good. I almost
don't
picked
think
him
I'd
a
want
couple
to have a
times.
beer with. I feel like he would drug me and then like I don't know, draw on my face or something. Like he seems like one of the guys
Might do something worse on your face if
that would like
if he's
really
dry.
mess with you. I feel like he would mess with me. And he's an alien duck, so he probably drinks a lot.
This is a great pick for one reason and one reason only, is at the end of drinks you can say you can put it on his bill.
Ooh.
And then it's like how often can you make that joke with like a duck? I mean, that is like,
it's true.
that's the stuff right there.
It's true. And he'd probably pay.
Worth it just for that, as far as I'm concerned. This is an unexpected pick. I did not think that Howard the Duck would make the list tonight.
That's why I was like, I doubt that there's going to be crossover with this.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, my number 2 is I did want to get somebody from the Fox X-Men universe. And I was like, okay, if I want to get somebody on there, who's somebody that I think would be an interesting person to have beer with? And so I went with Beast. I think
Kelsey Grammer Beast, yeah.
Yeah. Not First Class, even though I like the First Class movies. I think that Kelsey Grammer then
definitely. Nicholas Hoult.
Nicholas Hoult, there you go.
Out.
I just feel like Beast would, Dylan, I kind of agree with you, where I feel like Tony Stark would get bored with me. I feel like
not with you, with me.
No, with me too.
Man, you guys, we gotta start pumping up your self-esteem more. Don't you be bored with Tony Stark?
No.
He'd be lucky to have a beer with you guys. My goodness.
He's right about you, Brode.
I feel like Beast would just enjoy having a beer and wouldn't look like down on me for asking questions. Like Tony Stark, I'd ask a question and I feel like he would make fun of me. Beast, I feel like would just have like a great conversation with.
My stars and garters.
Yeah, I think he would just be a really pleasant person to just chat with and have beers. And I'm sure with his mutation, he probably has like a dish tasting. You know, he's kind of beastly, so he can taste more. I don't know. I think it would just be fun. He feels like a guy that would be able to have a fun conversation about beers with and different types of beers, because I'm not just, we're going to breweries, so we're getting flights. I'm getting flights with all these guys. We're tasting the different beers, talking about the beers, asking questions. I can ask him about the X-Men and about being a mutant, and it feels like he would just enjoy conversation. So, and he wouldn't look down on me. I feel.
I'll bet you, because he's a scientist, I'll bet you he would brew, like a brand new kind of beer just for you, Brode.
Yeah,
he'd be like, I'm going to invent this.
Yeah, maybe.
That would be cool. That's a good choice.
So there's my number 2 is Beast.
It's Kelsey Grammer. You can't go wrong with Kelsey Grammer.
I just want to hang out with him.
Okay, you guys are gonna hate my number 2.
Oh,
you're absolutely gonna hate it. And that's okay.
It's gonna be Tony Stark.
We were all kind of on different wavelengths for this list, and that's what kind of makes it fun. All right, so let me explain myself, because this is a little bit of, so each one's got a little bit of a different reason. So my first pick was someone who I thought I would just genuinely get along with. We would click, we would talk, and it would just be like a bit more back and forth. This next one, I'm almost kind of viewing like if I had a chance to interview one person from the MCU. Like I get to sit down and we're having a beer, but really it's almost like I've got a little reporter hat on, and I'm going to ask them questions. I'm going to pump them just with as many questions as they will allow me to have, and get them just monologuing about themselves. So I need this person to be a little narcissistic, a little self-centered, a little full of themselves, perhaps a little pompous. And I want the drinks flowing and constantly refilling. So I went with my boy Doctor Strange. And this is, depending on which Doctor Strange, like which movie we're kind of pulling from. He has a subtle sense of humor and a subtle, maybe a little warmth that at times is masked. But he cares deeply about other people, and I think it would be really fun. As you get just like Thor's beer constantly refilling. There would be no one I would rather hear stories from. So tell me about the multiverse. Give me walk me through your adventures. And it's not like he wasn't born into like the God business. He kind of just he stumbled into this one day, and I'm fascinated to talk to him about that. What was it like going from being just like a doctor and saving lives that way to becoming like Doctor Strange? And show me some coat tricks, and let's go to some other dimensions, and of course Wong's going to show up. I always have a side character in these, because the side characters are more fun a lot of times than the main one. So I got Wong as well, Brody. We can count this as a crossover. Wong's coming along. We're having a guys' night out. We're doing like a hangover multiverse version. We are gonna just like get absolutely destroyed. This would be a really fun, just like I would go home, my head would be swimming. Like, I can't believe I just learned more about the universe in like a few hours with Doctor Strange than I ever could have imagined. All the big questions that you could ask, all the deep philosophical, like different paths that we could get on. I would be it would be an enthralling and engaging discussion. And if he thought I was an idiot, it wouldn't matter, because I'm not there to share. I'm not there to go, well, actually, I'm not mansplaining the universe to Doctor Strange. I'm just saying, hey, I'm a sponge. I'm asking questions. And you know what he would say? He'd say, good question. I say, I ask good questions, like Kip Capoletti style. And that's how this would go down.
Nice. That's a great choice.
I know you hate it, bro. It's all right. I get it. He's
processing. I'm processing.
He's impatient. I'm not saying I want to be best friends with him. I only have to see him once for one night only. This is my jam.
Hey, absolutely works.
I just feel like Doctor Strange would roll his eyes at me.
Me too.
I think you could get the same stuff from Wong with a better experience.
Wong guards the secrets. He's so guarded.
He seems like he would be like, I'm not talking about any of this interdimensional stuff, and I'm not answering those kinds of questions. Let's have a beer. Yeah, that's actually why he did not make it on my list. He just wouldn't be quite as condescending. He would just be like, I'm just not doing this.
I feel like I could get Doctor Strange to take me to see different versions of myself in the multiverse, whereas like Wong would be like, no.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that.
Wong,
that's actually a pretty good point. Doctor Strange does kind of enjoy breaking the rules sometimes.
Let's abuse your powers tonight. Let's get you enough drunk that we can go have some fun.
All right, this is a better pick than I thought. Okay, you've convinced me. All right, number ones. Tudong.
I guess we kind of did do a slight crossover, because my number one was Luis.
Hey.
His best friend. I was just like, this guy is going to be I won't have to say anything. I'll put the quarter in, and that jukebox is going to flow. He is going to just have story after story after story, and he probably will forget. He'll be like, wait a minute, who am I talking to? And I'd be like, oh, it's just me. He's like, all right, well, as I was saying, not missing a beat, not saying, no judgments. He will be just absolutely probably knows everybody at the bar, and he's just friendly and nice, and he's going to keep talking. It doesn't matter if you're a bad guy or not. Perfect person to have a beer with. Absolutely friendly. Like I said, even when he's getting interrogated, totally friendly, fun, over the top, all of those kinds of things. I say the best person in the MCU to have a beer with, as far as I'm concerned, is Luis from the Ant-Man series. Wasn't in the third one. That's probably why it flopped.
Yeah, took that hard. What a terrible pick. He says, why would you want to have beer with someone who's hilariously funny and kind and great company? What a terrible pick.
How fast do you think he talks after he's been drinking?
I'd like to find out.
Yeah. Fantastic.
No,
I don't care what you say, bro.
This is a good pick. This is a good pick.
Yeah, he should have been in the third one.
Right?
He should have.
One of many missed opportunities.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay, my number one is somebody who I think would just be the most fun to have beer with. I think the conversations would be fun. I think he'd have lots of stories. I think we could walk out being friends. I feel like he would be really interested in, like, I would have to say, and the stories that I have. That's Mobius. Man, talk about stories. Mobius, a guy
that's a good pick.
who has gone through different timelines and seen so much stuff and purged timelines and talked to people and seen different versions of different people, and like, he just seems like a great guy that would just be really fun to hang out with. And he would just be chill and relaxed. We could just kind of sit back, tell stories, and then probably be like, you know what? We should do this again. And he'd probably be like, yeah, we should. So I just, yeah, I don't know. This kind of came into my mind and then I just couldn't get it out. And I'm like, oh, he's my number one. You know, when you're kind of building your list and you're like,
That's a good one.
where do I put you? Where do I put you? And then Mobius popped up and I was like, yeah.
Bro, have you jet skied before? Have you jet skied?
I have.
Aha, you got something else to talk to about. There it is.
I know.
Plus facial hair.
Plus facial hair.
Yep. But yeah, so I just
Getting there.
think it would be great to great conversations and just a great company. Yeah. So there's my number one, Mobius.
I'll bet he's gonna lengthen his little goatee, his facial hair there after seeing you. He's like, you know what? Maybe I should grow like a little length on this, and you'll be like, absolutely.
Cover up that weak chin, Mobius. Let's go.
You saying I have a weak chin?
You don't have. You have a strong chin. I'm saying he. You know.
I don't have a strong. Well, I've got a strong chin.
I insulted Brody's chin once, and a literal fist came out of that beard and punched me. You think I have a weak chin? All of a sudden, there's an extra fist just right in my face. Like you, I'm a look. Can I be honest with you guys? I'm a little disappointed. You guys both went with such conventional choices for all of your picks. You know, this is just like such obvious.
I thought conventional was going to be like you got Iron Man, Captain America.
No, this is, you guys went so
Black Widow,
vanilla, middle of the road. I on the other hand, have taken all the big swings. I have had my picks insulted and construed because they're so far from obvious. So for my number one, I picked who's the least person that you would expect. Who drinks the most in the MCU? Who was the answer I got when I took BuzzFeed's which character do you want to party with and you're gonna have a drink with from Marvel? Who was my answer? Why, it was the God of Thunder himself, me and Thor. We're hanging out. We're going to Asgard. We're going to have beer. We're going to drink coffee. He loves coffee. I love coffee. We're gonna have Valkyrie showing up. We're gonna have the whole gang. We're getting, and depending, maybe I get a wife beater glasses overweight Thor. Maybe I get eye patch Thor. Maybe I get flowy hair Thor. You know what? He gets along with the humans. He loves the humans. We're going to talk about love and pain and loss. But really what we're going to do is I'm going to die drinking because he can just drink endlessly. And I am stubborn. Thing. I don't have compulsions in me to like drink or overeat at home. But if you take me to a buffet or like an all you can eat restaurant, it is a challenge. This is no longer about being hungry or food or
froze a little bit.
Oh, I can't control myself around down, sir. And I will eat and I will drink as much as I can. Man, all inclusive stuff, that is danger zone for me. But we be playing drinking games. He's teaching me to throw hammers. I'm throwing axes. We're poking eyes out. We're riding on freaking dragons for some reason. Gosh. We are riding on top of ice people. We are breaking. And this would be the most fun night. Like I wanted my number one. I wanted to just have like a reckless night of drinking and fun, hearkening back to my 20s. I want to wake up the next day and just be barely able to move, just like drool pouring out. Like, what have I done? What have I done? I barely want to remember it. I want to have the God of Thunder full experience We are flying. I want to take the Rainbow Bridge. I want to. We're gonna walk up to and we're gonna play pranks on the humans, the mortals. We're gonna go find Loki. We're gonna kick Loki around a little bit for some reason. We're ding dong ditching. We're TPing. We're lighting bags of poop on fire all over Asgard. We are having the full. This is the college frat experience. I can't imagine the drinking games that they play in Asgard, but I want to find out. We are gonna have so much beer. I am gonna. The middle picture is me the next day. The top picture is me at the start of the day. This is the experience. I think I'm actually dead in the middle picture. I'm not moving. It's a weekend at Bernie's situation from this moment on.
There it is.
But it would be I don't know how long I would last before I passed out, but it would be what a ride. What a way to go.
I couldn't keep up. That's why I chose him. Also, it seems like it would be more quantity over like quality. He's like, and Charlie, he'd probably love your Coors Light. He's like, let's just drink all the Coors Light.
We're doing Kirkland Light, baby. None of this Coors Light, none of this name brand stuff. We're going swill. I want whatever the Asgardian version of like Pabst. That's what we're drinking.
Oh, jeez.
It's the beer of the gods, Brody. I bet it's delicious. But he'll drink anything, and so will I. Look, you're a snob. You want your IPAs and your
Do you think Asgard has IPAs?
I feel like it's not the beer. It's not the IPA is the beer of the devil. It's not the beer of the god.
No, it's
so
not.
no, it's too hoppy. It's bitter. Things are not when you think of like a heaven type place. Is it bitter?
Yeah,
you picture bitter? Or you picture sweet?
Not a hazy.
Sweet.
No, not a hazy, man.
I bet there's great wine. I bet we could have some killer
Oh
wine
my
over there.
gosh, you start getting into wine too, you're gonna die.
Wine.
You're gonna die if you start.
Oh man,
mixing
I'm gonna
wine.
go beer, wine, champagne, and then liqueur on a loop.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
And Charlie was never heard from again.
yeah.
It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be a beautiful night. It'll be the last night, but it'll be a beautiful night.
Charlie's stuck in a prison on some foreign planet, with
After, destroying some poor alien's home. You guys got to take the BuzzFeed quiz because I'd be curious to know who you guys came up with as your answer.
What was the quiz again? What was this quiz called?
Pause the video right now, bro, and then we'll come right back and you'll tell the people what you guys got.
Okay. Pause. All right, and we're back. We just took this little BuzzFeed thing that Charlie told us to take about who. Let's see. The Marvel character you would get drunk with. So, Charlie took it and got Thor. Tudong, who did you get?
I got the new Black Widow, Yelena Belova. Drinking with a Black Widow may seem daunting because it is. Just try not to get alcohol poisoning from all the vodka, okay?
Vodka.
All right,
I didn't choose her because I was just like, I don't know.
I got Wanda
The
Maximoff.
last thing I want is for her to be like, you seem kind of old to be drinking with me, and I'd be like,
this is uncomfortable in a lot of ways.
I'm what'd you get?
So I got Wanda Maximoff. So drinking with Wanda would mostly consist of crying and watching old sitcoms, but hey, at least you won't have to get up from the couch to get some wine, which is odd because wine was none of my options.
Maybe is it a play on words, like to get some wine, like WHINE, like you guys are going to be complaining to each other the whole time?
I don't know. I don't know.
Just watch, bro. You start saying her kids are just her imaginary friends, and you're like, why don't you just have kids, the old-fashioned way, Wanda? Next thing you know, she's going to be torturing you for days.
I think there was one question I probably could have done different. Oh, nope, still got Wanda. Okay, I am destined to get Wanda Maximoff, even with a different answer.
Oh, bro.
So me and Wanda. Hey, we're hanging out.
You and Wanda.
Casting spells and talking with androids. So.
Hey, well, that's at least something. Mine would be like, what am I doing here with you? I'm getting out of here. And I'd be like,
So does that mean you chose vodka
Yep.
as your take a shot of?
No,
You
I
didn't even
chose
choose
the rum.
vodka?
No, I didn't. That's why I was like, vodka? What?
Weird.
I wouldn't choose something like anything like that. I'd maybe what is he? Her dad, just the red sub. I can't remember what
Red
his name is.
Guardian?
Oh yeah. There we go.
I think it's great that we all got different characters on our first kind of take, our first pass through. Perhaps on a future episode, we'll just do all BuzzFeed quizzes. It'll be delightful. We can all do them together. We'll do it live.
So,
Everyone watching can BuzzFeed along with us.
There we go.
Yeah, let us know. Go take that quiz and let us know. So I'll just
let us know who you got. Come drink with me and Thor, so someone can carry my body home.
Yeah, good luck.
I don't want a traditional Asgardian burial. I'd like to make it back.
There you go.
All right, Charlie, go ahead and close us out of this one.
Look, if we're being honest, the person we'd really like to have a drink with is you. So, let us know in the comments who you got in the quiz. Let us know who you would like to share a beer with. If you're not of the beer drinking age, or just don't drink or don't want to, who would you have a coffee with, or a s'more, or a scone, or a tea, a boba? Let us know who you just would like to spend a couple hours with, and we'll look forward to hearing from you, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time at Talk Talk Punch. Like and subscribe below that beautiful beard.
I just keep getting Wanda. Bye.
Wow.